Welcome to the show. I'm JJ Flazanes, your empowerment strategist and producer. Thank you for downloading today's episode. Today we're going to talk about the 7 traits of highly successful people. This is a list that's been curated and compiled from many different sources, including Entrepreneur Magazine and Entrepreneur.com. Before we get into today's 7 traits of highly successful people, and we'll talk a little bit more about success and what that means, I do want to let you know that I have a webinar that I'm doing called The 5 Reasons Money Holds You Back from Living Your Purpose. We are doing this on Wednesday, November 17th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, The 5 Reasons Money Holds You Back from Living Your Purpose. It's a free webinar. I invite you to participate. You can register. There will be a replay, but I would love you to come on live, and I will give you a free gift at the end if you are there live with me. Because, of course, I love the interaction and Q&As that I get at the end of these webinars. So I can actually be of service to you specifically, taking the content I'll provide and making sure it resonates and that it's applicable to you. So again, the 5 reasons money holds you back from living your purpose. You can register for free, jjflazanes.com/purpose. Again, that's jjflazanes.com/purpose. Now, today's topic, the 7 traits of highly successful people. We have to define success out of the gate, right? So first of all, as we all know, based on law of attraction, that success literally is joy, freedom, love, and abundance. And that comes in many forms. And it can be in all forms or in one form. Somebody can decide that success to them means something that is better than where they are now. So having a little bit of movement in your life could be considered success. You could consider success something that you have that you've never had before. And it could be in the ways of relationships or love or material things or financial abundance or time or health. Those are things that are successful. As we have today's conversation, though, I'm looking at, and it's the reason why I started my mastermind, it's the reason why I started business coaching, is because I couldn't leave the money part out of success in health and in spirit and in relationships and in emotion and in relationship with yourself. Because money is energy. And while, again, someone who lives on a certain amount of money every year, who has a modest lifestyle, prefers things to be simple, doesn't want material things, and wants for nothing, and feels completely safe and secure, that's great. This is not judging anyone's financial goals. What I want to shine a light on right now are for a lot of you who spiritually bypass the fact that money is energy, and when we don't have any, we make up for it by saying, oh, but I've got great relationships, and oh, but I've got great health, and oh, but I've got whatever. And I just want to point out that if we're looking at the combined picture of money, love, success, abundance, health, all that stuff, because it's energy, it means there's a block in that part of your funnel, okay? Money is an indicator of a lot of things because it is energy. So again, I'm not trying to have any of you want more than you want. Whatever you truly, truly want, that is what is success to you. But I just want to point out, because in the spiritual community sometimes people can say, oh, but I have all that I need because I have my health and my love and love in my life and love for myself. And that's great. And that could be it. But if at that same breath, you say, but I can't afford this and I can't do this and I don't feel free to spend money or blah, 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 whatever the thing is, then there's a block. And I want to look at this in a way today, this conversation about these traits being applied to every aspect of your life. And if you have abundance and feel successful and completely successful in every area except money, then we need to look at why. What is underneath it that's blocking the flow, blocking the ability not only to receive it, but to keep it or to even ask for it. So the 7 traits of highly successful people. Number 1, and this goes along with the webinar that I'm doing, they have a purpose. That successful people have a goal, a dream, an aspiration, a vision. And you don't even really need to know what that is. You just need to feel it. I had no idea I'd be sitting here in front of my computer, talking to a microphone, talking to you. Never. In a million years could you have told me that I would have found my way through podcasting. Or Let's look at what's happening, what's coming down the pipeline in terms of the certification. I had no idea I'd be training people and creating a certification. I had no idea I'd be working with cancer patients. These are things I would never 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago ever said I'd be doing. But what I did know is I was meant for more. What I did know is that I had a burning curiosity and desire to learn anyway, and that actually covers some of the other traits. But I knew I had a purpose, and I felt the purpose, and I felt like, I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's there. So highly successful people have to start with this burning desire of having an aspiration or a purpose, even if you can't define it. But there's a knowingness inside of you that says this fire, this love, this expansion, this light, this drive, this whatever it is needs to come out of me. And I'm here for more, and I know that. So number one, they have a purpose, and you can also consider that aspiration, having aspirations. They dream. I love my parents, and they'd consider themselves very successful, but they don't really dream past what they do in their life. And they're healthy, and they've got enough money, and they have friends and family and community, and they are happy people, and they don't want anything more. So that's cool. I'm not speaking to those people. I'm speaking to those of you who know you're meant for more and aren't doing anything about it. Or maybe you are, but you're blocked and you want to get unblocked. The second trait of highly successful people, and I already kind of mentioned this, is the willingness to learn. The willingness to be a student. The willingness to look at life from that vantage point that you're always learning. When we decide that we know everything, when we decide there's nothing more to learn and I've got it all figured out, we stop growing, because that's not even true. So when you know that knowledge is the backbone of success, it doesn't mean book smarts. In fact, I would say it's less about book smarts. I would say it's more about your own, how you operate, like becoming the master of who you are. That, to me, when you know who you are, when you understand that on every level, when you know how you work and you understand your thoughts and your interpretations, and you know how to get some of those things met in terms of healing yourself or noticing when you're triggered and not blaming somebody else, when you dive deep into why you are the way you are, then you know what to do with some of that energy. So the second trait of highly successful people is that they have a willingness to learn. If you're not open to learn, then you're going to be fine or happy or make peace with or settle for whatever it is you have going on in your life. So the third trait of highly successful people is emotional awareness. They work on themselves. Again, this is another reason why I couldn't deny money any longer. I couldn't deny entering it into the equation, because there are a lot of very spiritual, happy, love-based people who are struggling financially. That is not success. Now, on the same side, there are a lot of people with a lot of money and who may have what you consider the perfect body or the perfect situation who are miserable. And that's not successful either. I'm looking at the entire picture. All of the spokes on the wheel entering to the center, but have equal success measures. And that's what I wanted to address today. So the third trait of highly successful people is emotional awareness, because they work on themselves. Because again, if you have a lot of money, but you're miserable, what's the point? The fourth trait of highly successful people is that they're willing to unlock their creativity, and they're dedicated to allowing for it and creating time and space for it. Creativity is your superpower. Creativity is your essence. Think of it as when you go away, and think about the last time you removed yourself from your current situation. And it could have been a lot of you who came to the boot camp, when you go on a vacation or a retreat, when you go for a walk, when you literally leave your vibrational routine and you go somewhere new. Do you remember, or can you remember, a time where you had a great idea or clarity, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is the answer I've been looking for. Or I just had a great idea. It happened to me in Greece. I wasn't even trying. I got my next book title while I was in Greece. Again, not even trying, because I was open to just playing and vacationing and having a good time. And that's part of creativity, is being a kid. And how many of us discount creating time and space to be like a kid? We poo-poo it because we think it's irresponsible or it doesn't pay the bills. But it's absolutely underneath the fire that burns, the creativity that sparks the imagination that brings the downloads. I'm just finishing up the Genius Zone with Gay Hendricks. He'll be on the show in the next couple of weeks. And, part of he's dedicated an entire chapter to creativity and about cultivating creativity. You have to be willing to work on yourself or your business while you're not in it. Taking a vacation from, changing your time and space, moving away from, having a different perspective. So the fourth trait of a highly successful person is the willingness to unlock their creativity, to do things that get them out of linear, that get them into that emotional, vibrational, inspirational place of leveraging the powers that be in the universe to give you those downloads. And you're dedicated to allowing it and creating time and space for it. The fifth trait of highly successful people is that they take responsibility and they're mostly self-reliant. Now, I say mostly because discipline and consistency are the two words I want you to remember for number 5. Discipline and consistency. It's what you do 80% of the time, not what you do 20% of the time. Whatever you do, whatever you're dedicated to, whatever you're consistent with is what you're going to keep getting more of. And many times when we want to go in a different direction, we don't give it time and space, but somehow we think it's going to work. Oh, I'm going to still spend 80% of my time over here. I'm only going to give this 20%. And then when I look at it and it's not making me any money, or it's not really moving forward, or it's kind of stuck, I'm going to deem it as not successful, yet I've only given it 20% of my time or effort or attention. So you need to take responsibility and create expectations based on that. Discipline and consistency, taking responsibility, I'm going to say emotionally also, and being somewhat self-reliant. So being a self-starter. That doesn't mean you don't ask for help or support, and that doesn't mean you don't get mentors or guides or coaches. It just means that you're not going to blame other people, and you're going to take responsibility in a high-level way. In a I'm the creator of my own reality kind of way, in a I'm going to get it done kind of way. And even if I need to delegate it, which is a great idea for many of you, I'm going to make sure it happens by passing it on to someone else who knows how to do it. I'm not going to be the bottleneck in my lack of success. Okay, so the sixth trait of highly successful people is that you lead with appreciation and gratitude, and you live in the present. Remember that there is not better than here, so it doesn't really matter what's going to happen. It's a combination of the balance of that I am in the moment and appreciating what I have, and I don't need more, but I'm really excited about creating more, and I'm dedicated to creating a life that I want. But I'm not waiting for that life to manifest for me to be happy, because I'm happy now because I appreciate what I have. Too often we're living in the future or living in the past, and we're not in the present, which is why a meditation practice is good. Getting together with people is good. Being present for something live is good. Breaking your momentum of worry, breaking your momentum of deliberating about the past and being upset about why something happened and carrying that forward into your everyday life. When you're in the present moment, nothing's wrong. I think Eckhart Tolle, if you've read any Eckhart Tolle whatsoever, the power of now is literally about the power of this very red hot moment. When you're present in the moment, nothing is wrong. Everything is perfect. You need nothing. Now let's balance that out with that you have goals, aspirations, you want to be doing something, and the trust that it will unfold if you're on the path. A lot of you may have heard by now, or maybe not. I definitely recorded on a couple different podcasts, but I don't know that I've released them yet. I'm going to be starting a new podcast. And the reason I'm starting it is because I want to learn and explore a new way of being, a different depth for me. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen with it in terms of how I was going to learn or study or dedicate time to this. And then all of a sudden on a walk, on a hike, I got the download that I needed to start a podcast. And it was going to be a solo show pretty much. I mean, there'll be some interviews, but it'll mainly be like my diary, because I want to work this out, and committing to doing it out loud is a way for me to do it and be authentic, be in integrity, and be accountable. So I'm going to pay money to put a show out where it's literally going to be my thoughts about this journey and what I'm learning, and I'm going to teach as I'm learning, but I'm doing it to also be present, to be present with what goes on in my brain sometimes that I think would be helpful to some of my clients, to some people that I know who might get some value out of it. So the sixth trait of a highly successful person is living in the present while leading with and balancing appreciation and gratitude. It's one of the most important practices. It's what I start with at the boot camp. It's what I talk about every time in our Inner Circle membership. We end every Inner Circle membership with a rampage of appreciation, because you are creating momentum every day in your life. And the question becomes, are you creating negative or positive? And at any point, you can change either negative or positive and start building some momentum in the direction that you want it to be. But you have to recognize that you're doing it. All right. So the seventh trait of highly successful people is they have drive and resilience. You can also say they never quit. But I'm going to say about the quitting part. So when I started Fit to Love, I had a mentor who I was in his program, and not that he said this to me specifically, but he said it to everybody, that you stay the path until success. You stay the path until success. You stay the path until success. And by that point, I had recorded 350 episodes. It had been about a year and a half. And I just got the intuitive hit that people couldn't find me, that all of my very specific information about law of attraction or astrology or paleo and gluten-free and dairy-free diets or smart exercise or alternative medicine, like that was getting lost under the Fit to Love brand. I didn't want to stay the course until success because my intuition told me that I needed to separate out the show. So that's what I did. So I didn't really listen, but I still stayed the course. I just changed the way it was packaged. So I didn't quit. I kept podcasting. I kept doing Fit to Love also. I just added other shows because I had drive to see this out, to see this through, to figure it out, to keep testing it, to keep showing up until I felt like I had a stride, like I had reached a certain point where I was getting the kind of reflected feedback back, or the kinds of people that I was attracting, or I was getting the answers to my questions of why I started podcasting in the first place, which is, what do people want to hear from me? And which one of these conversations is needed in the world right now? And what's my best lane to deliver that? And it became very clear, as most of you know. So drive and resilience. There definitely has to be, and that could be back up to the first one about having purpose and aspiration. You can have purpose and aspiration, but if your emotional awareness and your resourcefulness and your self-reliance and responsibility lacks, then the first time you get criticized, you're done, right? You can have an aspiration, but you're not emotionally resilient, and the drive isn't enough there for you to have perspective when people don't like what you're doing or react in an opposite direction to what it is that you're doing. While I'll say that some of the lists that I found these words on, like entrepreneur, like never quit, a good business person, a successful person, knows when it's time to put it down or when to take a pause. It's that you never quit on yourself. You never quit on your dream. You never quit on your purpose. You might quit the business. You might change the business, but you don't quit on yourself. And you have drive and resilience, or you strengthen those muscles of drive and resilience so that you can get to the purpose, so that you can facilitate that being put out into the world. So I'm going to go back over these 7 traits of highly successful people again, because, you know, this season, Gay Hendricks will come back on again, like I said, with the Genius Zone. And a lot of you who are in the membership or have been listening to the podcast know that there's been some huge change the second time I read The Big Leap. And I work a lot with the upper limits. I work a lot with the people in the masterminds. I did a lot at the boot camp. I do with individual clients. We look at where do we upper limit, because in short, what that means is you can be a positive, loving, full of joy person. But if we're lacking in abundance in any area of life, then we are not allowing in the equivalent to what we're putting out, which means there's something broken in the chain. When you feel so abundant, but everything in your life doesn't reflect that, what's the problem? Where's the upper limit? Why are we not allowing in? Why are we not attracting more with this high energy that people supposedly have? And again, you don't have to need money. And this isn't all about money. It's how it's all connected. That's all. So I'm just going to run through them one more time in case you were writing these down. Okay. So the 7 traits of highly successful people, I'm going to say curated by JJ Flizanes, but researched through many different sites, including Entrepreneur Magazine and entrepreneur.com. So number 1, you have a purpose. You have an aspiration. Number 2, willingness to learn. Successful people know that knowledge is the backbone of success and have a willingness to continue to learn in all aspects, personal and business. Number 3, emotional awareness. They work on themselves. Number 4, they are willing to unlock their creativity and they're dedicated to allowing it and creating space for it. And again, I know I already talked about this, but the reason why this is a thing is because people get it so in their routine that even stepping out of that to allow space for something new scares some people. They're so comforted by their routine, yet at the same time, they hate it. And I'm sure if this isn't you, you've heard somebody complain about this, somebody who says, I want something different than I have, but then never changes their behavior. I've worked with many of them. I remember a client that I had who literally every session we would have a breakthrough. She would cry. She would have an aha. Like it was authentic. She really understood something different about her life. And then she'd change nothing. Drove me crazy because I just didn't understand how you can have this profound aha moment and not change anything. Nothing about her habits, nothing about what she did, nothing about the way she was being in the world, nothing about her habits at home, nothing about the way she was eating, nothing. She changed nothing. And she was a highly successful person financially because of her husband and what he left for her. But she struggled with health. She struggled with love. She struggled with self-esteem. She struggled with dedication to herself in terms of exercise. She struggled with stress. So we have to take a broader perspective. And when you are willing to unlock your creativity, to allow something new to emerge, when you dedicate time, money, resources, attention to focusing on that life force energy within you, that takes guts and risk. The 5th trait of a highly successful person, that they take responsibility for themselves and everything, and they have discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency. Again, 80-20. What are you doing 80% of the time? Number 6, living in the present moment and leading with appreciation and gratitude. So it's that balance and remembering there is not better than here, that it's always about the present moment while feeling the feelings that create the future. And the 7th one is drive and resilience. And I'm going to say never giving up or never quitting on yourself. So I want you to check yourself right now in the 7 that I just listed, because I'm sure 1 or 2 of them stick out as something you might want to work on, something that is your bottleneck, something that's stopping you from getting to that next level of success, whatever that means for you. And again, all of these can literally be used in every area of life. You can use these in the area of weight loss. How many of you are not dedicated and not disciplined or consistent, but yet complain about not losing weight? How many of you are in the present moment with what you're eating and not paying attention because you're doing the drive-through or you're eating whatever's put in front of you? But yet at the same time, you want results, but you're not disciplined and you're not consistent and you're not even in appreciation and you lack emotional awareness. You could look at this in terms of relationships. Okay, emotional relationships. Why do you want a relationship? And are you appreciating who you are and what you have right now and getting your own needs met? You could look at this in terms of money or success with expressing your purpose. So take this list, be with it for a little bit. In the conversation that we've started on this show and a conversation that we've continued to snowball, if you will, because I feel like those of you that have been with me for a while, I appreciate those of you that wrote to me when I asked who wanted to be on the recording of the 600th episode of Fit to Love. And a lot of you said, I listen to Spirit, Purpose, and Energy. And so don't worry, we'll do a 400th episode of Spirit, Purpose, and Energy, and you guys can come on then. One of the things that the reason I wanted to bring this up is because as I've grown and changed, as I've changed my business, I didn't start here. I'm here now, but I didn't start here. I started somewhere else, somewhere very different. I had different offerings. I had different words. I had a different mission at that time. I mean, part of it was self-exploration and to figure out where I'm supposed to be, but I had to be doing it. And that's the difference. I want you to recognize for a second, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just really using myself as an example. I didn't know when I started Fit to Love where it was going to end. I didn't know it was going to make me any money. I didn't know what I'd be selling. I didn't know any of this, but I started it. I committed to it. I paid for it. I did it. I had interviews. I built a website. I launched a podcast. I bought the equipment because I was dedicated to my success, but I didn't know what it was going to look like. And how many of you aren't taking action in your life because you don't know what it's going to look like? You're stuck because you think you need to know what it looks like. And again, number 4, the 4th trait of highly successful people is their willingness to unlock their creativity. Especially you guys, you understand that you have leverage in the universe. You're going to get guided when you're in alignment, when you're feeling love, joy, success, abundance, peace, happiness, when you're feeling all the feels in the ways you know you are source energy, you're going to get guided. So as long as you know that and you take that first step, you'll get the guidance that you need. And it's literally about the trust. Who do you trust? What are you committed to? So I hope you take this list. I'll repeat them one more time, but I just want, what I'm really committed to is helping people unlock this creativity and their purpose, but people who are ready and willing to dedicate the time and effort needed to do that. Because we all have gifts to give, and it's not sad. I'm not going to take it personally, but when people don't follow that and then they suffer in the ways of health or relationship or lack of self-esteem. They suffer in the ways of feeling the lack of financial success. Even very famous people that you know, that I've talked to who come from a scarcity mentality. And it's just amazing to me, with all the abundance that you would think certain people have, they still lead with scarcity. And they didn't ask me to coach them, so I kept my mouth shut. But I was thinking, wow, if you guys would just flip the switch on that and trust a little deeper, and they're even in the spiritual space. You can't assume because someone does anything that they have it all figured out, okay? So someone who teaches about spiritual things doesn't mean have it all figured out. Nobody has it all figured out. That's the point. But here's the path, and where are you on the path, and how are you going to score yourself? So many of you know that I opened up enrollment for the 2022 Inner Circle Mastermind. And what's going to be coming at the end of this recording are 2 little sections. The first section, I didn't get to have a live event last year. I didn't want to, so I was perfectly planned. It wasn't because of COVID that I decided to not do it. I actually had already planned not to do it. So when I had my enrollment, it just happened via the podcast and it happened online. I did not get to meet anybody new who's coming into the group before we met in person. So it was exciting to get the applications and to talk with all of you who applied and to accept all of you in who were interested and ready. But at the same time, there was no event and there wasn't sort of a coming together in order to start to put the people into the mastermind. So what was super fun at the boot camp was I made the offer. Everybody had applications in the packets, and I just said, hey, in case you have any questions, here's what we're doing and who's interested. And all of a sudden, many people decided they wanted to jump in, people that I just never thought were interested or I had no idea. So we had a little bit of really positive momentum there, and I want to share with you the new members so far of the 2022 Inner Circle Mastermind from my live event. So you'll hear a little bit from the boot camp. And then we're going to finish off the show with the current mastermind members of 2021 and the audio from a video that we did when we were all together. And for those of you that are listening and you've been hearing about it for 3 years, because it changes every year, I grow every year, it grows every year, the people grow every year. You can find the application at jjsinnercirclemastermind.com. You can also find more information at that's jjsinnercirclemastermind.com. So let me go over the 7 traits of highly successful people one more time and let you know there are currently 7 more spots in the mastermind. So we have 7 more spots available for applicants. 8 are already taken. So we're going to start here. So last time, the 7 traits of highly successful people. Number 1, they have a purpose. They have an aspiration of something, and they know it and they feel it. They may not know what it is. Number 2, they have a willingness to learn. Number 3, emotional awareness. They work on themselves. Number 4, they are willing to unlock their creativity and they're dedicated to allowing it and creating space for it. Number 5, they are disciplined and consistent. Disciplined and consistent and take responsibility. Number 6, they live in the present moment and they lead with appreciation and gratitude. And number 7, they've got drive and resilience and they never quit on themselves. I hope today has inspired you to take action in some way. And for those of you that are interested in applying for the 2022 Inner Circle Mastermind, please go to jjsinnercirclemastermind.com. Enjoy the next 2 clips. I can't not acknowledge. Can I have all my new mastermind members up here, please? The ones who have just already committed today. Yes, Corinne, that would be you. Wendy, Gaya, Stephanie. Get up here. Mastermind members. My new mastermind members who are putting, I don't know if you've heard me scream. You have no idea how hard it took to get her here. So when she handed me that I'm committing to a year with you, I screamed because it's, oh my God, I wanted you to do, yay, oh my God. Okay, so first I want you, ladies, can I have a mic real quick? Because they have businesses and they're starting businesses. So I'm going to start supporting them off the top right now by telling you what their businesses are going to be. So that way we know what to expect from them. So if they have something that you want, you can also partake. I love your shoes. Sorry, Sparkle, go.
I am a hairstylist. I've had a salon for 20 years. I have my second one now for 8 years now. Beehive Beauty Shop is the name of my salon. So I'm super excited.
Excellent. Yay, Kathy.
I'm a coach. When I joined her empowerment strategist, it really rang very loud and clear to me where I should be going. And I also would like to teach people how to meditate at the same time. So that's going to be encompassed into my coaching business.
Yay, Wendy. Then to say,
Okay, so I'm a nurse. I'm a school nurse, but I know that I don't know what I want to do for a business. I just know that something's going to come to me because I want to help. Probably health coaching is going to be what I really want to do, motivate people, try to blend something like the TAP program, that type of foundation, and just try to help people, motivate people.
awesome. Yay.
Health.
Yay, Stephanie.
Hi, everybody. I am shocked to be up here and very excited that it came through. And JJ asked me to muscle test myself, and the other page that I signed up for just the one-on-one coaching, which is huge actually, just fell to the ground, and I closed my eyes. I didn't even know what page I was holding, and this one said yes. So I am totally trusting this. So I have been a registered nurse since I'm 20, and I'm 51 now, and I've been in that world for a really long time, but my real passion is doing what I do now and have done for decades, and it continues to evolve and evolve and evolve. After I've mastered 3 kinds of Reiki, Spirit kept showing me different things, and as I work with people, I am guided now very clearly by the archangels, the ascended masters, and the wise ones. They show me a person's field, energetic quantum field. They show me the body. They show me where they've fragmented in their lifetime or lifetimes, and they show me how to get all the pieces back together. And there's some deep healing work around traumas without going deep into the trauma or deep into the shadows, because in my work it's not necessary, but it still happens. The transform still happens. And my intention is to really help people ignite them in their life with a passion and joy and a love that they've never felt for themselves and in their existence. And I have a website. It's at CorrineRose.love, and I do something called Love Alchemy with the harmonics of love to transform. Oh, it's KARINROSE.love. Thank you.
Yay, Corinne. Oh my God.
I'm super excited to have signed up because I am a holistic financial advisor and planner.
Holy shit. All right, you're going to be on the show because we need some
I have been
holistic-
on a podcast about that.
Yeah, well.
Mama's career and motherhood.
I mean,
money, career, and motherhood.
money and yes.
So financial, I'm not going to go into that, but just to explain holistic, it's not, you don't come in my office and I ask to see your statements. I want to know you. Who are you? What are your goals? Later we get to the money. So that's very different than most financial advisors. So 2.5 years ago, I took a huge leap of faith because I wanted to work for my client and not for corporate financial America. And I left my very thriving, successful practice and went on my own. And it was the hardest thing I ever did. And gratefully, half my clients came with me. Sadly, the other half didn't. That's their loss. And now I'm growing with who I want to work with, and I'm very picky about who that is. So I'm trying to, and I've worked with 3 coaches in the past, and they were great, but they weren't JJ. And I can tell that we're going to have a great connection, and I'm grateful to have come to this and to know you and all of you.
So anyone need a
Although
financial
I
planner?
don't know if we can do across. No, virtual is great. I'm licensed in many states, but Canada might be harder. Yeah, there's a little more room with international. I'm with LPL Financial as my broker dealer, and I have an RIA, Golden State. That probably didn't mean anything to you guys, but there are ways. It's like limited investments. So,
Awesome.
but the planning.
I was, I think I said this the first night, that I was kind of surprised myself by being here. And I am really, really grateful. It's been so much of what I've been really needing and saying that I need. I'm still someone that kicks ass, but I used to be someone that was like really like kicks ass and was like, fear, okay, like this is scary as fuck, but I'm doing it anyways because there's something more important than the fear. And it's been a while since I've felt that hope to have that, to be like, this is more important than the fear and all the things that come up. And I signed up to do the mastermind.
So that you can help more people do.
Yes, because I have a lot of wonderful gifts in helping people, and I do some parent coaching, which is a part of my heart, to help people, and always in shapes and forms with that. And I also have something else called Soulibration, which is celebrating the liberation of your soul. And I help people. I believe that everyone can have anything that they want. If you can see it, if you can feel it, if you want it, it's there for you. It's there for you to have. And I help people to get into alignment with who they are energetically, and can help people feel those parts of themselves that they don't even know that are there sometimes, that feel scary, and kind of love up that part to be freed back into who you are so that you are more whole, and your soul can guide where you want to go, and just help love people back into who they really are, and help with the energy and the energetic blueprint of who you are.
Please give them a round of applause for their bravery. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Crystal.
Hi, I'm Dee Arndt.
Hi, I am Erin.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
Hi, my name is Kelly.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
I'm Tanya Ferranti.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Yankowski.
Hi, I'm Carrie Ann Wilson.
Hi, everyone. This is Veronica, and this is my second year in JJ's Inner Circle Mastermind.
And JJ is fantastic.
I found JJ years ago on her podcast, but I was actually one of the initial members of her first mastermind last year.
And let me tell you that this year has been just phenomenal. I feel like I've grown and elevated my business. I've learned to empower myself.
I joined JJ's Inner Circle Mastermind group because as an entrepreneur, I was wanting to grow my business. And I really believe in coaching. Even the greatest athletes all have coaches to help take them to the next level.
So after working with JJ for about a year, I have decided that I'm going to chase my dreams of alternative health.
I had a business idea that I'd been sitting on for many years, and I joined this group so that I can have accountability and support.
I joined JJ's Inner Circle Mastermind so I could have a tribe.
JJ's, one of her gifts is that she's able to bring people together from all over the country, from all kinds of different lines of interests and work, and bring them together in a real authentic way so that you are forming relationships with people within like an hour that you are in this mastermind group.
The growth that I experienced throughout the year was really incredible. And for me, it's about accountability.
I feel so supported and loved. I'm learning so much.
I am so thankful that JJ has opened my eyes to this new life and all the possibilities, and I can do anything I want to do.
This group will actually hold you accountable, raise your vibration, and give you the energy and the excitement to do the things that you didn't think you could do.
So what makes this mastermind really unique is that JJ is really good at drawing people together and creating community.
The community, the partnerships, the love, the friendships that we have gained, so phenomenal.
Words can't even adequately express how impactful this has been.
It's very inspiring to be around all these women.
I feel supported, I feel guided, I feel so much vibrancy and love and high vibrations in this group.
I had no idea what kind of business I wanted to start, but being around these women, it just became very clear to me what I wanted to do with my life and how to move that forward.
And by the end of this year, I'm going to have the business that I've been dreaming of for the last 5 years.
If you're looking to bring your life or your business to the next level, I highly recommend joining JJ's Inner Circle Mastermind.
And for anyone who is considering it, you have to do it.
I can't say enough good things.
And I'm learning about myself so much that if you want to do the same, you have to join JJ.
If you want community, if you're interested in bringing yourself to the next level and vibrating with people who share like interests, then I really encourage you to join JJ's group.
So if you are looking for that next level in your life, whatever that may be, that dream you have inside of you, that goal you have, that relationship, whatever you're wanting in your life, take the next step.
Join the mastermind. I highly, highly recommend it.